Hi everybody, Richard Roy 2 here. Um, I'll give you a little bit of a forewarning as well. All atheists are all babies are atheists. Given the preamble, there's a video about death and dying. He did a rambly video about death and dying, and so did hatred. And it was interesting, and I thought I'd do the same. So if that depresses you and puts you off, not to stick around. I'm not going to get all smiley and happy. Wonderful topic. I think it is. It's a good topic. The reason why I think it's a good topic is because it's that elephant in the room, something that a lot of people want to ignore and don't want to talk about. First of all, on death. And one of the reasons of talking about that is basically from the perspective of being an atheist. Atheists consider themselves to have something to look forward to. The atheists do not, for the most part. I suppose there are some atheists who think there's something going on. Is there the possibility of reincarnation to them? Which is something to have, I guess. I don't think it happens. For me, after life will be pretty much the same as before life. I have no reason to think it would be any different. People dying. Oftentimes you go through periods and trying to think of the significance of your existence. I mean, all your life you have various relationships with people, and people die. And I don't have that look of things that they go on afterwards. I don't think of anything but what that person was to me, or those around me who knew that person. Did they leave a mark on me? I can like somebody or dislike somebody. It depends on how intimately you know the person, and how intimately you may know the people that knew them. That has the degree of impact it does in your life. For me, life is about beauty. Life is about the incredible. And that perspective on things didn't come to me until I considered suicide, and that was when bumping up against that borderline between life and death. That's when you actively make some sort of conscious decision. There are those who don't ever consider it in their lifetimes, and they don't consciously make that decision. They unconsciously make the decision to live by every breath they take, every bit of sustenance they take, everything they do to make this machine live, continue on. So in a certain respect, there's an unconscious element to it. But when you say, I don't know if I want to live, I don't think I want to live, or I'm not worthy of life. There was a period in my life that, way back when since I was a little kid, since I can remember, I've been basically, I'd like to ask you both, and anybody else who sees this, here's a question for you. What drives you? What is it that you wanted? What can you remember as far back as you can remember? What did you want? I mean, I remember a time as far back as I can remember, the thing that I really wanted, and it carried through all of my life and still holds me now, the thing that I wanted most out of life was to understand. Do you understand what I mean? I wanted to understand. I guess that's, to some people, it's asking a hell of a lot. There's no way you're going to understand everything. I'm not looking to understand everything. I think what I like, what it's turned out anyways for me to like, what I really like, is to discover. I like making discoveries. I like making discoveries for myself. I like to read. I like to study. But I don't just like to read and study. I like to go out there and look and find, where's the correlation between this? Where's the correlation between this, a book, and what you might get out of it, somebody else's thoughts, somebody else's ideas, and what's out there in the real world? I love doing that. I love finding those correlations. I don't always find them. There are still things I don't understand, and I still revel in the idea of not understanding them. Just say, I don't know. Not God did it or anything like that. Some people need some sort of explanation. Some people need fabricated explanations. I used to think that we had free will and the ability to make choices. I used to be certain of that. I won't say that we don't. I'll just say that I'm not certain anymore. But it's still okay. Because if all of life is deterministic and we don't make any choices, there certainly is a really beautiful illusion of it. I'm enjoying that. My mother died. My father died. My mother died long ago. That was hard because she was a person. She was interesting. My father died. I didn't like him for the longest time. I mean, when I was a kid, there was a certain point that he was a role model and I looked up to him, but that's a different kind of outlook until later on, and I really didn't feel like I could talk to him, and we couldn't really talk to each other for the longest time. It was only, for maybe a year or so we corresponded, and that was the most communication, the best communication that I'd ever had with him. It was actually a person on paper. It was interesting. My older sister died. I never really got to know her very well. And I think she might have been interesting. I have sisters and brothers. Some I don't like. No. And some I love. Very close to. Some I don't know. But that's part of life too. And getting to know other people, I found the person that I was really trying to understand and get to know was myself. I find myself interesting. I don't know if that's narcissism so much as curiosity. I love exploring personally. If I could find somebody to explore. And there are people to explore. I find it fascinating. My own death? No. Doesn't... I mean, I've changed my lifestyle. I quit smoking back in '98 because I knew that I was getting older and that if I kept on smoking, I was a real addict. I loved smoking. I loved smoking so much that I had tears knowing that I had to quit. And I can't smoke again, and I will not smoke again. And the reason is because I loved it so much that if I smoked another puff, I'd get hooked again, and I don't want to have to quit again because that was really, really hard. I don't want to have things interfere with the enjoyment I have in life. I don't want to suffer more than I enjoy the beauty of what goes on out there in life. So I try to take care of myself. I try to eat right. I try to do the exercises and all the rest of that stuff. And I am not out there to make my mark. At least I don't think I am. I just enjoy discovering. I enjoy seeing the mark that existence makes on me. I enjoy the beauty of life. I'm a truck driver, and I'm out there on the road, and I see so many beautiful things. A cloud formation, a bird in flight, a sunset, sunrise, things I never would have seen otherwise. There are scenes that you only get to see because of particular moments. You look at the landscape and it can be bland, and then when the right moment hits with the right weather conditions, it can be just awe-inspiring. It's just takes your breath away. It gets to be like that. Should I be I don't know if this is considered a dickhead or not, but I guess maybe you don't really understand the beauty of life until you consider ending it. Maybe. I don't know if that's true or not. I wanted to die at one time, and that was when I could look around me and focus on things, and maybe I drew something from life to take me away from that precipice. What keeps you alive? What makes you want to go on? Maybe if you just believe something is special, it will be. Maybe it's true. I can't think of anything else. Not right now, anyways. Anybody who stuck around this long? I don't know if I offered you anything. Like I say, I'd love to know what do you remember, the earliest thing that stuck with you through life, the earliest thing you can remember that stuck with you through life, that still drives you along. Is it curiosity? Is it a want to understand? Thanks. Bye for now.